Hello everyone, you're watching PC Helper and welcome to another video in the Python 3.9 tutorial series. If by the end of this video you feel like you have learned something today, then please leave a like and also don't forget to subscribe to PC Helper for regular content. So in this video we'll be talking about how to make a program to find Fibonacci sequence in Python. So if you don't know what a Fibonacci sequence is, so this is a Fibonacci sequence as you can see on your screen, this pattern. 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34 and so on. So if you are unable to find a pattern here, let me tell you that 0 and 1 are the first two numbers and the third number is equal to the addition of first two numbers. So 0 plus 1 is 2. The fourth number is equal to the addition of second and third number. The fifth number is equal to the addition of third and fourth number. So as you can see, 0 plus 1 is 1, 1 plus 1 is 2, 1 plus 2 is 3, 3 plus 5 is 8, 8 plus 13 is 21 and 13 plus 21 is 34 and so on. So this is a Fibonacci sequence. So now we have to make a program to make us Fibonacci sequence. So first of all, before making the program, let's just think about how we can approach this program. So this would be our approach as I've written here. First of all, we have to take user input for numbers to be printed. So first of all, we have to take an input from a user that how many Fibonacci sequence number does he want. So if a user wants 6 numbers in a Fibonacci sequence, then only first 6 numbers will be printed. Then if a user writes 100, then 100 numbers of Fibonacci sequence will be printed. After that, we have to make a function with one argument is equals to user input. So then we have to make a function definitely with only one argument that would be equal to the input given by the user. So let's start writing a program for this only. So first of all, as I've written, we have to take user input. So let's name a variable name, let's say x, and let's take integer input. And here let's say how many numbers do you want in your sequence. So it will ask the user to enter this. Then we have to define a function. So let's name our function fib with one argument that would be equal to this x that the user has given input to. And finally, once we have defined it, now we have to call this function fib with argument equal to x. So now when this fib function will be called with argument x, then the value of n will be x, which is equal to the input given by the user on how many numbers do you want in your sequence. But now comes the most difficult part, as now we have to define this function fib, we have to write the working of this function. So let's have a look at this pattern again. 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8. So what we know is we initially need two values 0 and 1 so that we can add them to find the third number. Then we can add second and third number to find the fourth number. So initially we need two numbers 0 and 1. So we are storing them in two variables a and b. So a will be equal to 0 and b will be equal to 1. To find the third number, we will simply make a variable c that will be equal to a plus b. Then we will make a variable d that would be equal to b plus c. Then we will make a variable e that would be equal to c plus d. And then we will print a, b, c, d, and that will be a Fibonacci sequence. But the problem here is that we will be assigning so many variables. Let's say if the user asks for 100 number in Fibonacci sequence, then we will have 100 different variables for that. And that won't be feasible for a program. So let's say if a user says he wants 1000 numbers of Fibonacci sequence, so that's just not an efficient program that if we will assign 1000 different variables. So what we'll be doing is, so we'll be using swapping. So to understand swapping, we know that a is equals to 0, b is equals to 1, and c is equals to a plus b. So this will be our first sequence 0, 1 and 1. But for the second time when our loop will run, what we'll do is, we will change the value of a is equals to this one, then we will change the value of b to this one, and the addition of them will be equal to c. For the third time when the loop will run, we will swap the value of a equal to this number, then the value of b equal to this, and c will be equal to the addition of them. So this is how swapping will work. So now we have a basic idea in our mind that how we'll be approaching this program. And now that we know how we can approach this program, we can start making it. So first of all, in our function, we have to name a variable a that will be equal to 1, that will be equal to 0. Then we need another variable b that will be equal to 1. And we simply want to print a first because 0 is the first number in Fibonacci sequence. Then we want to print b as 1 is the second number in the Fibonacci sequence. And then we want to print a plus b. So these will be the first three numbers of our Fibonacci sequence. So when we will execute this program, as you can see, how many numbers do you want in your sequence? It doesn't matter as of now. We can write any number because you will get the same output 0, 1 and 1. So these are the first three numbers of Fibonacci sequence. As to recheck, we can have a look at here. As you can see, 0, 1, 1 are the first three numbers. And let's just copy this comment and paste it here so that we don't have to come here again and again. So I've pasted it here. But the thing is, we don't want it to be printed only 3 times. We want it to be printed the number of times user wants. So if a user wants 10 numbers in a Fibonacci sequence, then 10 numbers should be printed. So for this, we will simply make a loop. What we can do is just remove this line for a second, or we can just simply write a loop here for I in range, and range should be starting from, so we have our first number, we have a second number. So range should start from 3 because this range will start from the third number, and it will end at n. And what is n here? N is the number that the user has entered, which is equal to the numbers he wants in his sequence. So it will start from 3 and end at n, but what we know is this n will not be included in range. So we can simply write n plus 1, but if you don't want to write n plus 1, you can simply start this loop from 2. They are similar. So if you can you can start the loop from 2 till n, or you can start the loop from 3 and end at n plus 1. So these are similar cases. So let's just start from 2 and end at n. So now let's execute our program. So let's just correct the indentation here. So now when we will execute this program, let's see if we get the desired output or not. So let's enter 6. We want 6 numbers in a sequence, but 0, 1, 1, 1, 1 were printed. So what we know here is 6 numbers were printed, our loop is running fine, but the problem here is that the value of A and B are not changing. So no matter how many times the loop will run, the value of A will be equal to 0 and B will be equal to 1, and it will print 0 plus 1, that will be equal to 1 every time the loop will run, and the output will be like this only. And to eliminate this problem, we'll be using swapping. And how swapping will work here is like this. So let's see, for the first time A will be this, B will be this, and C will be equal to this. For the second time, for the second time when the loop will run, we want A equal to this, B equal to this, and C equals to this. For the third time when the loop will run, we want A is equals to this, B is equals to this, and C is equals to this. So to do so, we can simply write a line of code here where we can assign C is equals to A plus B here, first of all, and we should just print C here. Instead of printing A plus B, we can simply print C because C is equals to A plus B, and here we can set A is equals to B and B is equals to C, as simple as that. So if you're confused about what's happening here, let me explain it to you one by one, line by line. So first of all, let me just change the position of this comment. So as you can see, initially when the program starts, A is equal to 0 and B is equal to 1. So A is 0, B is 1. Simple. Then when the loop starts, C is equals to A plus B and C is printed, as you can see. So C is equals to A plus B, that is equal to this number. But what's happening inside this loop is the value of A has been changed to B now. So now A is equals to B and B is equals to C. And the second time the loop will run, C is equals to this new A plus B, which will be equal to this. So now 1 plus 1 is 2. Now again what's happening is the value of A has been changed to again B, and value of B has again been changed to C. And now the addition of these two numbers will be equal to 1 plus 2, that will be equal to 3. So this will be our new C. Now again, as you can see, A is equals to B and B is equals to C. When again loop is running, again the same thing is happening. So now the value of A has been changed to this B, value of B has been changed to this C, and A plus B, 2 plus 3 is equals to 5, and so on. So this is how our program is working now. So every time the loop will run, it will put the value of C is equals to A plus B, and will change the value of A and B. A will be equal to B and B will be equal to C. So this is called swapping. So now when we will execute this program, so let me just remove it from here. So now when we will execute this program, let's see how it works. So how many numbers do we want in your sequence? So let's say we want 10 numbers. And as you can see, we got 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8, 13, 21, 34. And this is the same sequence. Let's again run this program and let's say we want 15 number in a sequence. And we got 15 numbers of Fibonacci sequence. So this is how you can make a program to find Fibonacci sequence, no matter how many numbers you want in your sequence. So let's say we want this time 40 numbers in a oh my bad, let's rerun this program. So if we want 40 numbers in a sequence, we can get them too. So this is our Fibonacci sequence of 40 numbers. So this is how you can make a program to find Fibonacci sequence. And also the approach should be same whenever you're making any program. So first of all, you just have to think about before starting to make the program that how you can approach this program. Then you can take a note about it, or you can just think about it. And after that, once you have a clearer picture in your mind about how you will be approaching this program, then start writing it step by step, and then your program will be made like this only. So I hope you like this video. If you have any doubt, you can write in the comment section. And if you like this video, then please leave a like, and I'll see you guys in the next one.